Hello everyone, how are you guys doing? Today is my first review of the many vehicles in the Arena Wars DLC, and I want to start with the Gargoyle Deathbike. This bike you can purchase from the Arena Wars TV website for $120,000 or $90,000 for a trade price if you play enough arena events. When you go into the garage to upgrade it though, you have to pay $1,205,000. I'm not joking on that. When you look on the website, the bike doesn't look that expensive, it's $120,000, but the website does not tell you the price of the arena variant until you actually take it into the workshop, and this is the same for the other vehicles as well. When you do upgrade it to the arena variant, you have the choice of Apocalypse, Futuristic, or Nightmare styles. I personally prefer the Apocalypse style, I just like that one. There's no major differences between the three, they're just cosmetic looks, and I know what some people are going to say, but the Futuristic variant shoots laser miniguns. Yes, it does, but it's just a cosmetic look, just a cosmetic difference. The laser miniguns are the exact same thing as the bullet miniguns. I'm going to show you guys testing of that later. However, I recommend to get the Apocalypse or the Nightmare variants. The reason is because all three of them have a bulletproof shield on the back that'll protect the rider from getting shot in the back. The Apocalypse and the Nightmare ones, they have a bigger shield, they have a big riot shield, while the Futuristic one has a little bit of a taller one, but slim shield. So I personally think the Apocalypse and the Nightmare style is better because it'll protect you from getting shot off better. And when you start upgrading the bike, it becomes very expensive on all the upgrades, and the discounts, they appear to be random, which don't help, so it's randomly unlocked through the arena as you level up. The bike comes with the ability to jump similar to the Ruiner and the Scramjet. Just hit the button, you can jump over vehicles or obstacles. It has dual miniguns on the front, as well as two spinning blades that will kill any NPC or player. The dual spinning blades is a very unique feature on this bike. You hit any NPC or player, they'll instantly die. The back of the bike, it includes spikes and the shield that I was telling you guys earlier. The shield will protect you from getting shot in the back. My favorite feature of this bike is its unique boost. The boost works differently than in other vehicles like the Vigilante, the Oppressor, and the Scramjet. The boost here you can use instantly when it cools down. Just for a small amount, you can use it right away. You don't have to wait for the full bar to recharge like in other vehicles. So the first thing I wanted to test was speed. I was very curious, is the Gargoyle Deathbike faster than the Oppressor and the Oppressor Mark II? So right here we're versing two Oppressors and one Oppressor Mark II. And in this first speed test, we are not using boost, so it's just regular speed. Which one can get to the end of the runway first? And the Oppressor Mark II has the fastest regular speed out of all the bikes. The Gargoyle Deathbike has a faster regular speed than the Oppressor. Now in speed test number 2, we're doing a long speed test across this highway here, and we're using boost. And just because the Oppressor Mark II won the first test that it has a faster regular speed does not make it the faster vehicle. The Gargoyle Deathbike, when you use boost, it can easily catch up to the Oppressor Mark II and pass it. Even the regular Oppressor is faster than the Oppressor Mark II if you constantly use boost. If there's no boost, the Oppressor Mark II will win. And here in our final speed test, we have a 2.4 mile race from the countryside to the city, and I'm speeding this clip up to save time. We already know that the Oppressor Mark I is faster than the Oppressor Mark II. Now, which one is faster, the Gargoyle Deathbike or the Oppressor Mark I? So look at this speed test. The Oppressor Mark I had an advantage at the start, started out with a boost early on, but the Gargoyle Deathbike eventually catches up to it. And the main reason for that is because I can constantly keep spamming X on this. The second my boost recharges a little bit, I can hit X. But the regular Oppressor, you gotta wait until the boost recharges all the way. So this is now the fastest bike in the game. Now, how does this bike hold up in combat, especially in free mode? Is it good in missions? Will it be helpful in that? Yes, it is. The dual miniguns can easily rip up vehicles, even armored ones, such as in the Headhunter mission, but you just gotta watch out for being shot off the bike, because remember, you're on a bike, so it's easy to get shot off. You do have the bullet protection in the back, and what's nice about this bike, what I do like about it, is you can use drive-by weapons with this bike. You can pull out any weapon that you would normally be able to pull out on a motorcycle and fire that from it. That's nice, because a lot of other vehicles, when they have mounted weapons on them, they block you from using drive-by weapons. This bike doesn't block you from using drive-by weapons, which is definitely a step in the right direction. Here's a comparison of the futuristic miniguns on the right. They fire lasers, and the bullet miniguns from the apocalyptic version on the left. They're both the exact same gun. It just fires lasers on the right, but they both do the same damage. They both have the same fire rate. Both Duke of Deaths blew up in 15 seconds, so there's really no difference between them, just cosmetic looks for the laser. The other weapon on this bike are the circular blades, which are a very unique weapon, and if you barely touch an NPC or a player with them, you will instantly kill them. So you gotta be careful, especially when you have friends around. If your friends just barely touch it, they will die. I've accidentally killed my friends a few times, not intentionally, just doing that. And I see potential for this being a good weapon in PvP in the future. If somebody knows the handling on this bike and knows how to use this bike well, they could just smash into another player and easily one-hit kill them with this. Just take a look at this right here. Flying past Jimpa right here, barely touched him, and he's dead. There's also something I gotta warn people about with this bike. Because the circular blades are so low to the ground, if you actually turn and drive on an uneven surface, you can actually crash pretty easily. Places you would not normally crash on other bikes, you will crash here. So avoid driving on uneven surfaces and be very careful on your turns. Be very careful where you're turning. If it's an uneven surface, you could potentially go flying off because the circular blade, it'll touch the ground and you'll go flying off. Even though the weapons on this vehicle make it good in free mode missions, what's disappointing is you can't use this vehicle in heists. That's right, you can use it in heists. And I don't understand the reasoning for this. Adding this vehicle to heists would not break the game because you can still get shot off the bike and you can easily die. So I don't understand the reasoning for not being able to use it in heists. It's kind of disappointing. Moving on to armor, this bike has a very unique feature. It has a shield in the back, and this shield protects the driver from bullets, and it works good against both players and NPCs. I really do like this feature. I've dodged a lot of NPC bullets using this shield. The unfortunate bad thing about the shields is that for some strange reason, the shield is like counted as part of the engine. The reason is, if somebody keeps shooting the shield enough, eventually the bike will explode, which makes no sense to me. How does shooting a bulletproof shield make the bike explode? It's like the shield is somehow attached to the engine. It makes no sense. And here we have a damage resistance test. I wasn't really expecting much from this motorcycle because it's a motorcycle. It can only take 1 RPG. Nothing special here. Now, based off everything that I've told you guys, how does this bike handle in the arena? It handles very well in the arena, and if you plan on playing the arena, you definitely need to add this bike to your collection. It's going to help you out a lot in the arena. It's good across all the different game modes. I haven't really had a problem with it. I've been very successful with the bike. This is my #1 vehicle so far in the arena. It's very fast, it's agile, its dual miniguns make it easy to take out cars and other targets, but there is a downside to this bike. Even though it's fast and agile and a small target, the downside is that this bike generally takes 1 explosion. It gets blown up pretty easily. The armor on it is not that strong in the arena mode, and I'm actually grateful for that. I'm actually happy the armor isn't that strong, because if this bike had really good armor, this is all people would use in the arena. They would use this bike, nothing else. So I'm actually happy that the armor isn't that strong in it. But if you know what you're doing on this bike, you're quick, you're agile, you can hit the enemy with the miniguns, you can do pretty well on this. I've killed 5 people in 1 round just using the motorcycle once with the miniguns. So it's a very helpful vehicle in the arena. Just be careful not to run over mines, because if you run over a mine with this vehicle, you're going to get blown up and die really quick. And here we come to the pros and the cons. And the pros are, it's the fastest motorcycle in the game. It beat both the Oppressor and the Oppressor Mark II no problem. I don't see any other bike beating this bike in speed. It's currently the fastest bike in the game if you continuously use boost. And the other pro is it has spinning blades, a very unique weapon. I haven't seen a weapon like this on other vehicles before. You just drive up to an enemy or an NPC or a player, you barely touch them with it, and you can kill them. Very unique weapon, very good for killing NPCs, and possibly good for killing players. I'm going to have to test it against hostile players in the future, and it has powerful miniguns. The miniguns on the front are pretty powerful. They can tear up even armored vehicles, no problem, and the pro underneath that is it can use drive-by guns. So not only do we have the powerful miniguns in the front, but we can also use drive-by guns. So whenever you want to switch to an AP pistol or another type of SMG or pistol that you can use on the motorcycle for better accuracy, you can do that. Another pro is you can spawn from the MC. I didn't really show this in the gameplay there, but you can spawn it with the motorcycle club, no problem. Just go into your motorcycle club menu and spawn it. Another pro, it has a nice jump. You can jump over obstacles, has the same kind of jump that you have in the Scramjet and the Ruiner. And lastly, it's great in arena battles. If you are an arena player, you plan on playing arena for a long time, get this bike. I don't think you'll regret it. I think you'll find it very helpful. I've been doing pretty well with this bike. And the cons are, it's very expensive. As you guys saw, it's cost $1,205,000 just to upgrade it to the arena variant, and then all the other upgrades are really expensive there. You're looking at spending a few $1,000,000 on this motorcycle. And another con is it crashes easily because of the spinning blades are so low to the tire. If you turn and you're on an uneven surface, the bike can actually flip and you can go flying off. So it crashes easily than other bikes. I understand that you can crash easily on bikes, but this bike is unique because it crashes easily than other bikes. because you can just hook on the things with those blades and fall off. And another con is it can't be used in heists. I don't understand the reasoning for this. Why can't we use this vehicle in heists? It wouldn't really break the game. It should be able to be used in heists. And lastly, the armor on this bike makes no sense. While I appreciate the shield that we have on the back, it'll protect the driver from bullets, the armor doesn't really make much sense because, as you guys saw from the gameplay, if somebody just keeps shooting that shield, eventually the bike will explode. That doesn't make much sense. It's like the shield is somehow connected to the engine. How does shooting up the shield make the engine go on fire? Doesn't really make much sense there. Overall, it's an expensive bike, but if you're planning on doing arena a lot, you should definitely get it. And you know, I'm going to be using this bike a lot in the future for free mode activities going between businesses, because since it is the fastest vehicle in the game, I'm going to be using it on the highways to get from place to place pretty quickly in the future. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you did, drop a like. If you're new to my channel and enjoy my content, subscribe. Let me know in the comments, what do you guys think of this bike? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Let me know down below, and I'll try to answer to as many comments as I can. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, everyone.